Welcome back. Canadian leaders are reacting today to new U.S. tariffs on Canada announced by President Trump late yesterday. The 50% levies, which apply to imports of vehicles, dairy products, and alcohol, are set to take effect a month from now. The White House accusing Canada of discriminating against American exports of those goods. Today, the president also accusing Canada's leaders of trying to take advantage of U.S. farmers while telling reporters in the Oval Office that Canada, quote, needs the U.S. to survive. Canadian Prime Minister Mark Carney says he's spoken with the president not only about new tariffs, but also about negotiating a wider trade agreement.
I spoke with President Trump earlier this morning. We agreed to intensify negotiations in the coming weeks, and the team and myself look forward to doing that. As always, Canadians, governments, business, labor will stand together to build Canada strong and to have a trading relationship with our North American partners that benefits everyone.
And welcome back to the program. And joining me now is the Premier of Ontario, Doug Ford. We appreciate your time today. Gorgeous backdrop. Good. That's probably good news for Canada there. You said earlier today, thank you, sir. You said that Canada is an energy powerhouse that could dismantle the U.S. if you wanted to, and that the U.S. needs to feel the pain. So I have to ask you, I know you're always complimentary about how you care about the American people and you're fond of the United States, but are you trying to inflict pain on Americans to make your point?
I would never do that. You know, the president started this economic war against their closest friend and ally. Every Canadian, we love Americans. I love Americans, spent 20 years of my life there. But again, I differentiate between President Trump and the great American people. I believe in making a free and fair trade agreement, no different than what Ronald Reagan believed in. And every tariff he puts on Canada, it's a massive, massive tax on Americans. We're the #1 customer. We buy more goods off the U.S. than any other jurisdiction in the world. Motor vehicles, we buy 400% more vehicles off the U.S. than any country in the world. I want a fair deal. I want prosperity. Americans want certainty. They want stability. And right now, when there's not certainty and stability, the investment is stalled. But when there's investment, we see investment and jobs and production and lower cost of goods. You see what's happening in the U.S. Cost of gas is going up. Cost of building homes, because he has tariffs on the softwood lumber. 33% of all the lumber you use is coming from Canada. Again, he's attacking Canada. And when you attack your closest friend and ally that's been shoulder to shoulder with you for over 200 years, fought wars together, that's unacceptable. We have to work together and make sure both countries prosper and thrive.
And to give our viewers a little more sense of how you responded when this initially came out from the president, you tweeted about this in response to the U.S. announcement. I'll never stop fighting to protect Ontario. If these tariffs proceed, Canada should respond tariff for tariff, dollar for dollar. In the past, you've talked about energy exports being on the table. Is that something that you would embrace again?
Kelly, everything's on the table. We power 1.5 million homes and businesses in New York, in Michigan, and Minnesota. We're an energy powerhouse. We're leading the G7 on small modular reactors. There's no one I'd want to give our energy to more than our closest friends and allies. I've never seen anything like this with any president ever in the history of the United States. We need to work together and make sure both countries are prosperous and they thrive. That's what our goal is.
Well, we could probably replay this conversation and go back into our files and find a very similar conversation, because there have been a few of these iterations of tariff fights between the United States, imposing them on Canada, Canada also coming back with that. Do you think this is for real this time, or is this a larger tactic from President Trump seeking something else?
I'm not too sure what the president's tactics are. But I can assure the American people, we want the best for your country. We want the best for Canada. But if he continues to attack and put 50% tariffs, it's very simple. A tariff on Canada is nothing more than taxing his own American people. He didn't run on this. He ran on creating more jobs, lower cost. And what's happened? Total opposite. So I encourage the American people to talk to your senators, your congresspeople, your governors. I've been down there numerous times over the last month, and I get treated like gold. And I just love our American neighbors. But we have to protect ourselves as well. Again, a tariff on Canada is an outright tax on the American people. There's no qualms about it.
Today, President Trump was also arguing that the U.S., in his view, has leverage and Canada needs the U.S. to survive. Let's share what he said today on that point.
I love Canada. I love the people of Canada. Many friends that live in Canada, but their leadership from Trudeau to the current leadership, I mean, in all fairness to them, they need us to survive. Without us, there's no way they can survive.
So he loves Canada, you love the United States. There was a lot of love today, but I am also wondering, where does this leave us? The U.S. Obviously likes some of the exports that Canada has. Would you put American alcohol back on the shelves for Canadian buyers? Would you see other things coming back this way? Sort of what's your bottom line at the moment?
Well, the tariffs, you get rid of the tariffs, the alcohol is coming back on the shelves. We're the largest purchaser of alcohol in the entire world in Ontario. And as for Canada needs America, absolutely we need America. But guess what? America needs Canada. We ship in more oil than anywhere in the world, 4.1 million barrels a day. We ship potash to your farmers. That I was reading an article in Financial Times. The farmers are not happy with President Trump's tariffs. We send the electricity down there. We send high-grade nickel from Ontario. That 65% of your nickel comes from Ontario. We send uranium down there, processed right here in Ontario, and then gets enriched down to the U.S. So I guess President Trump has a choice. Either deal with China and Russia for those goods, or you deal with your closest ally, your number one customer in the world. And yes, the U.S. is our number one customer. This just does not make sense. I have a recommendation for President Trump. Start focusing on China and start focusing on Russia, not your closest friend that fought wars shoulder to shoulder with our great American allies.
We so appreciate your time today. I know you had a packed schedule and you made time for us. So thank you, Doug Ford. We appreciate it. We'll see you again.
We thank you for watching, and remember, stay updated on breaking news and top stories on the NBC News app or watch live on our YouTube channel.